Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here on the Top Racing channel. It's me, Frederick, again. No Linus today, unfortunately. We are here for the Assetto Corsa Competizione Career Mode episode number 2. Last time out we had an awesome episode completing the Lamborghini Youngster program. It was amazing, so much fun, a really big challenge with the hard difficulty and everything. So really something new, a new challenge. But we completed it together, you and me, and we got in to that Porsche that you see on screen right now, the Porsche car number 15, the Top Racing team. We have our own Top Racing team now, a GT3 team. So cool. I'm so pumped for this series. So yeah, welcome back to episode number 2. We're gonna head into our first ever race weekend on this circuit. I've driven this circuit a couple times before. I'm by no way close to mastering it. I'm pretty bad at this track, actually. Fun fact, this was the first ever track I rode on this game. It was a race with Linus. I got my ass smacked. I was nowhere near the pace, but I've become a bit faster. That's the only time I've driven it, but I've become better at the game. So I'm really pumped to jump straight into the car and see how our new car. You know, we went with the Lamborghini in the Youngster program, and we showed the Lamborghini factory what we're made of. So they just didn't want us at all. So they sent us to Porsche instead. I drive a lot of Ferrari otherwise, but I've driven the Porsche one time before, I think, and I really like it. But that livery, I must say, that Top Racing livery that we have on in car number 15, so good looking. You see it's on screen right there with a big picnic table of a wing as well. So beautiful. I can't wait to jump into the car. But really happy that you're tuning in for the second episode of this career mode. We're gonna have a big future in this GT3 class. It's gonna be so much fun. It's first race weekend on this new career mode, so really pumped. Please hit the video give the video a like if you enjoy it, or if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing if you like this type of content. We're gonna do content like this with some gaming, some simulator videos, and we're also in the future planning on some big real racing vlogs and stuff like that. So much coming up. So if you're pumped for some awesome content, then don't miss out on the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button and become a part of our racing team. But we're gonna head straight in for this first practice session. I looked how long the races are, and they're 40 minutes. So we're actually, because the free practice is 10 minutes long, then it's 2 qualifyings that's 10 minutes long, and then it's 2 40-minute races. So there's it's a long ass race weekend. So we're gonna split it into 2. We're gonna do free practice and qualifying and stuff like that in this video, and then we're gonna do the 2 races in the next video. So this is gonna be a bit of a shorter video than last time, and then the next video that come out will be a lot longer. So there will be free practice and qualifying in this episode, and then I promise you guys that this week or pretty soon there's gonna come out the second video with the 2 races, just so we split it up so we don't make it too long of a video. I think that's gonna be more enjoyable for you guys as well, instead of sitting through a 2.5 hour long video. That's gonna be pretty exhausting, I would reckon. But we're gonna jump straight into free practice and see what types of results we can pull out in this car. We're gonna head straight in. We're gonna start with safe preset, just to make sure that we get a feel for the car, just to see how things are going, and then we're gonna put in aggressive setup on the qualifying later. Here we are in our new car. I wanted to bump up the brake bias because I don't like the brake bias that low. So we're gonna bump it up to good 63, and then we're gonna be pit limiter. Actually, you know what? We're gonna lower that a bit. We're gonna put that at 60.5 or 60.6, because if you have it too far in the front, then you, as soon as you go on the brake, you will not be able to turn. You will have to let off the brake in order for the car to turn. Oh, my wheel is shaking. We're gonna have to hit and go. Why is my engine not starting? Ah, my rig is breaking down. Hit first gear. Ooh, it stopped. Oh, we almost got collected by that dude. I need to toggle through the menu. And then, oh, stop running through me. Okay, guys, our first ever lap in this new Porsche, in the top racing Porsche. So cool. I'm so pumped for this series. I hope you guys are pumped too. We're gonna overtake this dude because it's going really slow. I hope you guys are really pumped for it too. And my volume in the game is very low, but it's gonna work for now. I hope you guys hear the car a lot better than I do. I hear it, but it's not very high. But heading into this chicane for the first time. Oh, cold brakes. Forgot. Don't hit the curb too much right there. Yeah, so really pumped for this series. Our first ever race weekend in the new top racing Porsche. We can really see what we can do this race weekend. I have no idea how this career is gonna turn out. If it's gonna be endurance races, if we're going up to the Blancpain GT series, or if I think this is the GT International Challenge or something like that. We're gonna overtake this guy because I'm faster than him.
Clear on the left.
So I have no idea where the career is gonna take me. So we're just gonna go out on the track, do our best, and see how far that gets us. Hopefully a bit further than we did on the outlap on Monza, where we spun in the first corner. That pretty much, I hope that doesn't reflect on how our GT3 career is gonna go. But this first corner, I remember, I really hate that first corner. It's really tricky to get the entry right. But then this corner is very fun, and then it's a long right-hander coming up here on our first ever flying lap in this career mode, in this new Porsche. And then this is a really challenging corner, a really fun corner when you hit it good, but a really challenging corner to get correct, to carry the speed through and hit the exit good and not get oversteer. And this chicane is just, this really separates the boys from the men. The dudes that carry so much speed through there, but other people like me just don't have the testicles to do that. And then coming through this chicane, a really fun chicane, you can really use a lot of the green paint there. And then if you have big enough balls, you can go flat through there. I didn't manage to quite, but we're gonna do that later. And then this chicane, or this hairpin right here, really bit too eager on the throttle there. A really fun hairpin. Really have to challenge yourself on the braking point. This is a really hard corner because you get into it and you feel like you're going too slow, but then you get into it and you realize that you have carried too much speed. So really tricky corner to get right as well. But that's our first flying lap, invalid unfortunately, but we're gonna head out again and we're gonna try to carry speed through the first corner, get up into fourth gear. I'm gonna use second gear for this corner in order to get the pressure in the front tires, getting the car turned. Gonna go down into third here, find the grip in the front tires, get the car turned, carry the speed, coming down towards this really tricky chicane. Gonna turn in, we're gonna get on the power as early as we dare, and that's okay. Coming down toward this next chicane, really trying to challenge ourselves on the braking point right here, carry the speed. A really tricky corner, that right-hander after that chicane, because you can really easily be too eager on the throttle and really lose it there. And coming down towards the hairpin again, try to clean this up a bit compared to last lap. On the throttle, feeling the track control really working to get down the power into the asphalt. Coming down towards the last chicane now. We're gonna brake at this 100-meter board. Got a wheel on the grass right there, losing a bit of braking power, but we're gonna use all of the curb on the outside to maximize the speed coming down the first straight. And it's over the line of 32.8. I have no idea if that's good or not. Gonna carry speed. Oh, a lot of speed carrying through there. Bit too much, and the lap is invalidated, but it's fine. We're gonna carry on. We're just trying to find some consistency right now. But it's always something happening on this track, and it's really bumpy. If I get to compare it to a track that I know a bit more, it's a lot like Brands Hatch. Very bumpy, very challenging course to... It's very challenging to get perfect. So, and I'm by no way close to getting it perfect. I think I can challenge myself a bit more into that chicane, see if I can carry the speed a bit better. Carry the speed, trying to get corner speed with us up to here. On the qualifying lap with aggressive setup, hopefully we can go full throttle through there, but not right now with this current setup. Turning, use the curb, and then on the throttle, feel the traction control working. We're closing up to this Lamborghini in front of us. This would have been a really good lap if we wouldn't have invalidated it in the first corner. Bit too late on turning right there. A really tricky corner to get right. Big oversteer mid corner. Bouncing the rev limiter a bit as well. You can see we lost a lot of time coming through there. Coming down in towards first turn again. Really tricky corner. Gonna be careful so we don't invalidate the lap again. A bit better. Still very slow, but it's better. Oh, big oversteer. Keep the foot in it to correct the car. Actually, we managed to save that, but big oversteer on entry. Really had to think fast in order to correct that, and we already had. I've already realized what happened, and now I'm through the next two corners. So really have to be fast in the brain in this car. Then carry the speed through there. Can see how much I have to work to keep up with the car. A really fast car, but I'm feeling quite confident with it. Just after 3 laps. Oh, hit way too much curb. Hit the... Oh, correct it. Don't hit the wall, don't hit the wall. Stop, stop, stop. Oof. You saw there really a chain reaction when it came to the car behavior there. I hit the... Tried to carry speed through the chicane. Got a bit wide and couldn't really get the car turned all the way to the left so I can round or carry the speed into that right-hander. So I hit a bit too much curb or hit the orange markers, and they are really harsh on the car, and that's what's happened. So really unfortunate, but we have some dirt on our tires now, but we just have to go again, try to get it off, and then maybe get... This is gonna be our last lap. Oof, I'm really having to work hard for this. Brake hard into third gear. Carry speed on throttle, trying this time into second corner, not getting the oversteer, being a bit softer on the brake, releasing it earlier, carry the speed. Could have gone faster probably, but I'm still cutting time though. Fifth gear, big, oh, did you see the slide? Correct it, correct it, correct it. Nope. I'm having... And we stalled the car, and we're standing in a very bad position right now. Keep away, guys. It's yellow flag. We're really standing in a bad position. Get the car started, and we want to go away as soon as possible so we don't... Oh, that Ferrari just tried to avoid us. Oh, I'm hitting the barrier. Really trying not to get collected right here. There's some P... Oh, that's neutral. That's reverse. That's first gear. Yeah, really standing in a bad position. That could have been a horrible accident. Marshall's good work getting the yellow flag out as early as possible. You see there, once again, this time not through the second corner, but rather through the third corner, oversteer on exit again. I think it's either a bit of car balance that we have to correct with the setup, or it's me being too harsh on the downshifts, getting the rear tires locked, and in that way getting the car. We're gonna pause and return to garage, getting the car oversteer on entry. Don't really know, but we are actually top of the tables. Oh, I have to take a sip of my coffee. My throat is getting very dry. It's tight up in the top. You can see top 10 are not even a second away from each other. Really, really fun. We're gonna see if I have some time to gain in the last sector. Yeah, it's through that second chicane. That's where I have the time to gain. Yeah, so a really really interesting first session right there. We got some good pace on those laps. I feel okay confident with the car mid corner and exit of the corner, but into the corners it likes to go away. It could certainly be me being a bit too harsh on the brakes and on the downshifts. That's also a bit of feeling that you have to with the car. You have to understand the car and have to put lap after lap after lap to understand that, okay, at these revs I can shift down without getting the oversteer. Learning the car, that's a real learning experience, so that's gonna come. The Ferrari is very, very nice. You can be really harsh on the downshifts and the car just stable all the way through. This car a bit more twitchy, a bit more easily unsettled, but otherwise good feeling. Amazing. Our first free practice session in this career mode. So much fun. This brand new series on the channel, and don't forget again, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, because it's gonna be some amazing content coming out, and it's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna keep on with this series. I know Linus have another series planned that I promise you guys will like, and I also have some more plans, and then we of course will have our live streams, and then we have some good plans for some real life content as well. But there you see our number 15 car. 2 spins, I think, 3 maybe, I don't know, but not the best session when it comes to consistency, but some good feeling in the car for being the first 10 minutes inside it. We're gonna head straight into qualifying number 1, getting thrown right in the deep end. We're going aggressive setup, see if we can manage something. We're gonna go current setup, we're gonna go fuel strategy, and we're gonna go no fuel and strategy, and then we're gonna lower the weight of the car massively. We're gonna 18 liters, and then we're going a new pair of tires, and we're gonna exit. And we're gonna go out for a drive.
Green light, give it all you got.
We're gonna correct the brake bias, because with the brake bias set that low, the car will spin out right away. I'm gonna put it at 60 this time, see if we can get a bit more stable of a car. Maybe I'm having too much brake bias in the front. So what happens when you have too much brake bias? You get the car fully on the front tires, and when that makes the rear so light, and it could be a combination of that we get the rear so light with so much brake bias in the front, so the car turns around. It gets too light in the rear and turns around on us. So that could be something that's happening. But we have we're not gonna bother with pit limiter because the end of the pit lane is straight there, so I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go out just in front of this Mercedes right here. Car feels already a lot more light.
No tire pressure. Stay clear of the curbs.
My mechanic or my engineers telling me to stay off the curbs, and we have to be careful through that chicane. Almost spinning on the outlap, cold tires, and the twitchy car. This Audi is really holding me up. We need to get past him so he doesn't hold me up for my first flying lap. I'm gonna pick him off down into here.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Clean move on the outlap. 8.5 minutes to go in this session. We're on our outlap. I hope we can get into maybe 1:30 would be pretty good. But we also need to remember, with the aggressive setup, the car is going to be faster and more willing to steer, but a lot more twitchy and a lot easier unsettled. And this Lambo, is it the same Lambo as before? Gonna hit the throttle, gonna pick him off down into the turn, or into the last chicane.
Car on the right.
Give us the space, and we're gonna give him the space. We're gonna get him on the cutback, hopefully. Nope, we're not, and we're gonna have troubles with him. He's gonna hold us up in turn number 1. We could use him as a braking marker. Gonna follow him through the first sector. He's pulling away on us into the corner, but then we're gaining on him out of it and through it. And he's really slow. We actually hit him right there, contact with the Lamborghini. Not what we need right now. And we get race control, or gonna have a look at that. Hopefully it doesn't get a penalty and a big moment hitting too much curb right there. We're gonna let off and let him go so he doesn't hold us up for our next lap. Now we have some temperatures in the brakes and in the tires. We're gonna let off. We have an Audi coming up just behind us. We're gonna really try to maximize our track position. We're gonna hold up the Audi, but we don't really care, do we? He's our competitor. So we're gonna go through here and we're really gonna let off. We have a pack of cars behind us. We're gonna just stay here for now, really maximize our track position. Going out here and then trying to carry the speed out of the last corner. Now we're going for our first flying lap. Now we need to really push, really focus. Half the session done. And really need to get something in now. And then really using all of the track on the outside right there. Later on the brakes. Trying to carry the speed right there. Coming through the third corner right there. Into this long right-hander. We need to be careful so we don't lose the rear end like we did in practice. Early on the throttle, using a bit of sand. It's okay. We're gaining so much time right now. Really gonna push it right through here. It's qualifying. It's all or nothing. Getting a lot of time through there. Coming down into this next chicane. We're gonna be late on the brake. Could have been even later, actually. Reflecting on that. Oh, car wants to turn around, but we really have to fight for it not to. We're keeping our foot flat through there. Really testing my testicles at the moment because I'm pushing harder than I think I can. And early on the throttle as well. And then coming down into the last chicane, trying to brake as late as possible. Could I brake even later right there? And then out using all of the track. And now we want a It's a 32 still, not good enough at all. We're gonna push a bit more actually, and we're losing the car, and then we're wide. I really tried to save it there and carry the speed, but couldn't quite manage to. We're gonna have one more lap. We have fuel for one more lap. You see right there, the car really wants to turn around on corner entry. Really twitch, really light on the rear and into the corners. Really something you have to be aware of. Oh, hitting the grass right there, losing some braking power. Really something you have to be aware of when you push, so you have to be prepared for it, because you can correct it, but you have to be fast. Look how quick we're catching up. We're gonna launch this dude coming down to here, and he's braking mid-corner. Did he just brake check us? What a twat. I'm gonna no mercy now. We're gonna actually press him out a bit. I don't care, it's racing. You don't do that to me. You don't do that to me. Brake checking me mid-corner, really dangerous move right there. If Race Control had a look at my hit with him when he brake checked me in the other corner, you should have a look at that. That's really dangerous driving right there. We're gonna squeeze him just to show that we're not happy with what he just did. But coming down for our second flying lap, gonna be a bit careful here now. Bit of oversteer on exit, but correcting it. Going early turning, using some of the grass. A bit too much there. I tried to be eager, but losing time. But we have some time to gain over here as well. So now we messed up that, so now we can go full. Send it to the next corners, and we messed up or sector number one so bad. I thought maybe I could do something, but could now, when we don't have anything to lose, we could test our braking point. Okay, there you go. We braked a lot later, still carried a good amount of speed. So we know that now. We can try a new braking point down here as well. See how can we get the turn in. Yeah, we get it pretty good. Yeah, you can see there. Okay, this is the good thing, and we would have got held up by this dude anyway. So we're gonna launch him now.
Car on the left.
Sorry,
on the left.
A bit wide there, but no worries. So now we have one more lap to go, and I think we could get into the 31s. Coming out there, carrying some good speed. Low fuel, so now we really have to maximize it. Oh, almost hitting the wall. Looking at the gauges right there. Using all of the track right there. And I'm really having to focus right now. I'm gonna be a bit more quiet now, because I'm gonna see if I can. And then there you see, and now we're setting a really bad spot again, trying to get out in the sand right there. Oh, and we hit.
Light damage in the rear of the car.
Oh my god, okay, so this, I'm going to have to take my cap off. Oh, okay, so we're gonna have to get off track so we don't ruin somebody's lap. Okay, so this car is an absolute handful to drive in the high-speed corners, especially on exit or on entry. We still absolutely smoked them in the lap time, but nowhere near the pace that I want to be at. I feel like I have at least a second out there to gain, minimum a second to gain out there. So yeah, not the pace we want to have right now. I'm gonna have to think. I'm not that good at setup, but I want to make some kind of change. I'm thinking throughout this series as well, you and me can learn how to tweak setup together, because I don't really know how to do it. I know physics and I know how it works, kinda know how it works in real life, or you have to know how it works in real life in order to change it so it becomes better. But in game with cars, it's a bit different, but still, it's the same principle. It's still just physics. So what happens then? We can start reflecting now. What happens on turning? I go on the brake. What happens? I get pressure on the front tires. The car gets lighter in the rear and more pressure on the front. So you move the when you're going on. If this is the car, if you're going on throttle, the car wants to go like that. And if you're going on brake, the car wants to go like that. And when you let off anything, then it's just in the middle. But then you don't have any pressure. So then it's actually, if you have asphalt here, if this is when you brake and this is when you accelerate, this is when you are not doing anything. So you really don't want to be in this position, because that's when it can lose both front and rear. So what I'm thinking is that we have to, on braking, we're right now getting the car so much up on the rear, or we're getting a good pressure on the front so it turns good, but it gets too light in the rear so we lose the rear end. So I'm thinking we should maybe lower the car in the back so we get the weight down a bit further down, or because if we make it harder in the front, it's gonna be so hard, so we're gonna still just lift it, because it gets like, it's like an arm. If you pull here, then it's gonna go like that, and if you make it harder here, then it's just gonna go like that. So I'm thinking we lower the ride height a bit, and I think we're just gonna do that. We're gonna lower the ride height a bit for now, and maybe add a wing in the rear, or add some arrow in the rear. So we're gonna try that. That's the best way to learn in racing, is really to try different things and learn. And if we go out and we see, oh no, this doesn't work, then we go back and we put it back, and then we try something new. So I have no idea if it's gonna work, but by just using my thoughts and some basic just logics, I reckon that's a good decision. So we're gonna try that. But still, top racing team in the Porsche 991 GT3R on top. That's really good. We're on top, and it's still the second hardest difficulty. I want to up it though, because I don't want the gap to be that big. So we're gonna up it for next video, or for the next race weekend, because I can't up it right now, I don't think. But we're gonna proceed to the next session. But you feel like with that big rear wing in the back, it should really make good downforce on entry as well, but not quite. So we're gonna go into setup. We're gonna go aggressive setup, and we're gonna go fuel and strategy. We're gonna lower the fuel a lot. We're gonna actually add a bit more fuel, because fuel is weight, and if you get the weight too low, then you won't get the pressure on the tires, because that's also something, because fuel is weight, and weight presses the cars down, and press the tires into the asphalt, give it more grip. But if you have too much weight, like 120 liters, then it's gonna be too much weight, so the car, it will affect how much the car can actually push it forward. It will go slower. But if you have too low, it will become too light and very easy to turn around. So we're gonna put it on 29 for now. We'll put it on 24, and then a new set of tires. I'm gonna put it at 2 if I can manage to. Nope, I can't. Okay, we'll put it on 5 then. Front brakes, we're gonna add some new front brakes, and then we're gonna go into arrow, and we're gonna lower the ride height a bit. We're gonna do so we have it on. We're gonna do quite a lot. That's quite a lot that we just did. But we're gonna do that just to make sure, so we can feel a difference. And then rear wing, gonna increase the rear wing a bit, and we can. It's always turning, so I'm thinking, no, okay, I can't change the splitter. But we're gonna add some rear wing, and That's going to make the car a bit more understeery because we're getting more air passing, or not more air, but we're getting more downforce in the back, so the car will be a bit more like that. And now we also lower it, so it will become a lot more that, so a bit more understeer. But I rather have understeer than oversteer, actually. Even though oversteer is more fun on exit, but on entry, not so much. So we're gonna load, and we're gonna put it at what we're gonna call it, Zolder 1. So we can just see, okay, Zolder 1. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, we go to Zolder 2. But I have some good confidence in that. And we go out for the second qualifying. So much fun. I'm gonna up the brake bias again, going 60, so we don't make anything different. And we're gonna wanna be first out on track, so we don't get held up by anyone. And we're gonna see, did our changes make any difference? Oh. Yeah, as I told, I can already feel, now I have cold tires of course, but I can already feel a lot more understeer. We're gonna see, maybe these changes work. I have no idea. We're coming down to the first chicane again. Gonna take it easy with cold brakes now. And wanna save the tires for the flying lap as well. But of course we can be more aggressive on throttle now as well, because we have more grip in the rear, or more arrow in the rear. So we can push a lot more through there. We're gonna have to be a bit more careful because we have a lot more air passing over that rear wing now, so we don't go too wide in that fast right-hander, and then we go into this tight hairpin, really fun corner. That coming down into here, wanna wait a bit longer on the entry and then turn in and really hit that line good for the exit. Really messes up the exit though. Got a bit too much curb I think, but now we have a free lap, new fresh tires. We're gonna see what we can do. We're gonna be careful on this corner because I had so much trouble with it, but we got it pretty good this time around. Going into second, it's all of the track right there, going the shortest way. Now big difference, I must say, big difference. So that setup will work. Did you see the rear end was glued to the ground right there? Oh, I hit a bit too much curb right there, but we're gonna keep the foot firm to the floor and make the car correct itself with the power. And I'm gonna be a bit more aggressive through here. Gonna have to be a bit more careful with the understeer over or through that fast right hander over the jump. I'm gonna be as late as we dare coming through here. Release the brake, carry the speed early on throttle now with more downforce over the rear tires. Can be a lot more aggressive right there. You're gonna see where this puts us. Coming into the last chicane into first gear. Didn't really nail that line, but it's fine for now. We're coming over. Gonna see where does this put us. It's a 31.5, and you can already see that setup change really made big difference in my confidence coming into the corners. And now you see the car is just absolutely glued to the ground. Sometimes I actually make good decisions. A bit wide mid corner there, but we're gonna see if we have some time to gain over here. We messed this corner up last time. We're gonna push ourselves to the limit now. a lot better through there. Whoa, very much pushing ourselves right now to our limit. Lost a bit of time there. I could have been more aggressive on the braking point in the chicane, trying to see if we can manage to improve down into here. A bit too wide, bit too eager on the throttle right there. Good lap otherwise, actually. Got pretty good feeling, but the setup change has really worked for once. Gonna come through here, gonna be early on the throttle, carry the speed out for our next flying lap. We have a good amount of fuel left. The car is very much lighter right now. Gonna be a bit more aggressive on the braking right there, carry the speed early on throttle. You can see how much time we gained through there now. Using all of the curb, coming down towards the fast right-hander right here. Gonna carry speed, really. Can see we gained a lot of time right there. Coming down into here, see if we can challenge ourselves a bit more at. Very aggressive, but we cut a lot of time. Don't want to do that in the race though, because we will ruin the tires after a while. Coming down towards here, gonna push ourselves. And then we lost a bit of time on exit right there, but coming down in towards the last chicane now. A lot better, carrying a lot more speed right there. Bounced the rev limiter a bit too much, but it's a 30.9. It's an absolute flyer of a time. Really happy with that. We're gonna stop for now. We're gonna return to garage because I don't want to crash the car, because the top racing mechanics had a lot to do with the setup changes just before the qualifying. So I'm gonna let those guys take a nice cup of coffee. But really good. Oh my god, that was such a blast to come in from the last session. Really feel how you made the setup changes, or using your brain, thinking what happens when I do that, what happens when I do this, and maybe this is what I want to change, what could I do, what happens when that happens, and stuff like that. Go into the setup, try some different stuff, go out there, and you really feel the car working in a better way. Such a blast, really. So much fun, and that's really the beauty of racing in real life and also racing in simulators, because this is just what it does. It simulates racing, and that's the point of racing in real life. Just you're coming from a practice session and you're like, oh, I know I can go faster, but right now I have to wrestle with the bike, for example, to get it turned in to go early on the power. And then you call somebody, or you think a bit on your own. You think with my mechanic, my dad, actually. And then we can't really figure it out, so then I have some contacts that know a lot of suspension. Shout out to Olins. You call them and you say, oh yeah, I have this, and on corner entry it feels good, but then as soon as I get on the throttle it lifts up, or something like that. And they're like, yeah, change that and that, and then you go out and you just like, oh, it's so much easier to drive. It's really you really get a good feeling throughout your whole body when you do that. So much fun that we managed to make these changes. Oh, why do they say no name? It's me, Mario. No, it's Frederick, but 130.9. I was a bit skeptical for a while there when it came to the setup changes. We're gonna sit this session out, actually. We're gonna cool down. We're not gonna use these tires too much right now. We want to save them. Maybe gonna go for them in the race. Now I'm gonna go for brand new tires. But so much fun that worked. And one guy actually just improved. He's the only one that to be close to us. He's not close, but he's the only one inside 2 seconds of us. But really have to up the difficulty, because that was way too easy to catch pole right there. But I still feel like I have time to gain out there. For example, I would say definitely through turn 1, maybe even half a second through there. Then I reckon maybe... what am I thinking here? Maybe 1/10 in the first in the first chicane. And then for sure maybe 3/10 of a second down into the second chicane and through that right-hander to that S section down there. I think I have maybe 2 or 3/10 of a second down there. The long right-hander maybe 1/10 of a second. Then through the hairpin I could probably gain maybe 2/10 of a second, and through the last chicane I could really maybe gain a 4/10 of a second or something like that. So I think I have a lot of more time to gain out there. But I'm really happy with that. I said I wanted to get into the 130s, and we did, so I'm really glad that the setup changed. But that's checker flag out. I don't know why it's still green on pit exit there, but okay. But it's checker flag out, and they are going to go back into the pit lane, and is that qualifying 2? Yeah, we're gonna see how is. Yeah, it's qualifying. It's free practice qualifying 1, qualifying 2. And you know what, guys? That is the video done for now. I promise you, next video is coming up soon with race 1 and race 2. So stay tuned for that. Hit the subscribe button and like button in order to catch that video when it comes out. So excited for the race. But yeah, really good first couple of sessions in the top racing Porsche car number 15. First ever race weekend in this new career mode. So much fun. I'm so pumped for the rest of the season, for the rest of the career. Really see what we can extract out of this car. See what teams we can attract, or what sponsors we can attract and stuff like that. So it's beautiful to see up on the top with the top racing Porsche on position number 1. So good to see, and so much fun that we went out, we went okay fast, and then we felt like the car wasn't quite good enough. We went in, we thought, and we made some changes to the car. We go out and you really feel the difference. So much fun. But yeah, a really fun episode, and the first one of this Zolder race weekend. The next episode is gonna include 2 40-minute races. I'm going to be sweating a lot, but it's still gonna be a lot of fun. You can see we're 2 seconds faster than the second guy, or 1.95, but still 132.9. I could have done that with I was gonna say with no brake, but I couldn't actually. No, but really happy with the lap time. But guys, that's all for this episode. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to stay tuned for or to stay up to date with the channel content. Follow us on Instagram. We have one account called Live Racing at the moment. We're gonna change it to Top Racing, but it's Live Racing at the moment. On that Instagram page you can get updates on when we're gonna stream, when the episodes are coming out, when we're going out vlogging and stuff like that. So if you want to stay up to date with the channel, with new content, with new streams and stuff like that, that is really the page to be on. And of course, this page, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button. And please write a comment what we can improve, what you want to see in the future, what series, what games, what types of content do you want to see. So do all of that, and then follow me at Berlin Racing _15 on Instagram, and follow Linus on Linus Lundin 72 on Instagram. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode, and I promise you guys, I will see you guys again very soon. Stay tuned, and the next episode is coming soon. Thank you.